Today, we will share about, will NATO's no-fly zone enforcement shape future conflicts? Let's start. The year is 1994, and 2 years post the Soviet Union's dissolution, the effects of the sudden Iron Curtain collapse continue to reverberate through Eastern Europe. In the ex-Yugoslavian nation, a civil war erupts, and various factions now compete for dominance, each striving to establish an independent state. Backed by the UN, NATO swiftly intervenes to manage the conflict and assist the influx of refugees escaping violence. Despite UN approval for a no-fly zone over former Yugoslavia, NATO faces limitations in enforcing it militarily. For 6 months, NATO E-3 Sentry aircraft conduct surveillance along the perimeter, documenting numerous no-fly zone violations. With over 500 infractions, NATO secures UN Security Council approval to use military force for no-fly zone enforcement. Flying from Hungary and skirting the Yugoslavian border, a NATO E-3 Sentry utilizes its airborne radar to penetrate the no-fly zone, searching for targets. All conflicting parties are notified of the authorized military force, yet uncertainty remains regarding NATO's willingness to act. Simultaneously, as the E-3 Sentry conducts routine patrols, 2 American F-16s enter the no-fly zone to provide air support for UN ground forces. Radar contact is made with 6 unidentified bogies, later confirmed as Bosnian Serb fighter bombers. The F-16s issue a land or exit order, but the Serb jets disregard the warning, dropping bombs on a military factory and nearby civilian structures. The intercepting F-16s receive clearance to engage. Pursued by the American F-16s, the Serb jets retreat towards their northern base. An American F-16 fires an AIM-120 AMRAAM, resulting in 1 Serb aircraft plummeting. The remaining Serb aircraft fly at low altitude, evading radar in mountainous terrain. Despite being low on fuel and missiles, the F-16s continue the pursuit, eliminating 2 more Serb aircraft with AIM-9 sidewinders. The lead F-16 withdraws, handing over the chase to his wingman. The second F-16, deploying a sidewinder, damages a Serbian Jastreb, forcing it to attempt a return before eventually ditching. Both F-16s, now low on fuel, disengage. However, a second wave of American F-16s arrives, resulting in further confrontations. The survivors, pursued and low on fuel, eventually lose 5 aircraft due to attacks and chasing. This scenario marks the sole combat engagement between NATO and hostile aircraft in the no-fly zone over former Yugoslavia during the early 1990s conflict. Historically, no-fly zones have been employed since World War I to assert control over airspace. Contemporary no-fly zones aim to serve as a peacekeeping tool or minimize civilian casualties during conflicts. The ability to enforce a no-fly zone necessitates a credible military deterrent capable of responding to airspace violations. The Iraqi no-fly zone experience highlights the importance of local support, as seen in the northern zone's difficulty in enforcement due to a lack of nearby airfields. Enforcing a no-fly zone requires powerful radar, often provided by airborne early warning aircraft like the E-3 Sentry. These aircraft scan vast areas from high altitudes, making them challenging to evade. However, low-flying aircraft can still hide, emphasizing the need for diverse patrol routes to minimize blind spots. In addition to early warning aircraft, physical enforcement requires fighter support. 2 options exist: routine patrols, which can be costly and risky, or housing responding aircraft near the no-fly zone. The latter minimizes costs but demands securing the airbase's ground footprint. The effectiveness of no-fly zones depends on not just physical resources but also political will. International support is crucial, as enforcing nations often lack nearby territories for operations. Without such support, as seen in the northern Iraq no-fly zone, effectiveness diminishes. The expense of no-fly zones raises questions about their worth. Share your thoughts in the comments and check out our video, Why Does Each U.S. Air Force Pilot Helmet Cost $400,000? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more engaging content.